Kuching, the capital of Sarawak in 2021. Peaceful and modern. It is hard to imagine 60 years ago it was so different. Those were the turbulent years. The wind of change was then blowing strongly in the country. It all started with the Second World War. Within 5 years, Sarawak experienced a change of rule from the rule of the White Rajas to the Japanese occupation and Crown Colony under the British Empire. 15 years later, Sarawak came face to face with another important decision, the formation of Malaysia. The formation of Malaysia was not without problems. Even before the federation was formally declared, Indonesia and Philippines had already objected. While Philippines opted for a peaceful means of objecting, Indonesia launched a more aggressive approach, just short of a full-fledged war. The first sign of Indonesia's aggression started on 7 December 1962. Led by Azahari and supported by Indonesia, the Brunei Rebellion exploded. Limbang was also invaded and held on for 4 days by the rebels. On 20th January 1963, Indonesia's Foreign Minister Subandrio declared confrontation. President Sukarno went further by declaring Ganyang, Malaysia. The first strike occurred on 12 April 1963 with an attack on Tersebut police station. On 23 April 1963, Gombang police outpost was attacked, and on 27 April 1963, Tersebut was attacked again. Sarawak responded by forming the Border Scouts under Major John Cross. Meanwhile, after getting approval from the United Nations, the formation of Malaysia went ahead on 16 September 1963. Indonesia retaliated and Sarawak faced the brunt of the attacks. Long Jawai was attacked on 26 September 1963. Malaysian and Commonwealth troops rose to the challenge to repulse the raids. Initially, the infiltrations were conducted by Indonesian volunteers together with the Sarawak communists, who also opposed to the formation of Malaysia. But by 1964, Indonesian regular army units were involved. At least 30 attacks were recorded in the first half of 1964. However, every attack was repulsed and casualties inflicted on the enemy. In 1964, to stop the cross-border raids, Operation Claret was introduced. It was to deter cross-border raids by taking the fight to the Indonesian side. SAS troops in groups of 4 regularly patrol the territory immediately across the border. Upon discovering the enemy moving towards Sarawak, the SAS would lay an ambush before they could cross over to Sarawak. Patrols were under orders not to leave prisoners behind, dead or alive, and to keep out of sight of civilians. It had to be so secretive for fear that if the Indonesians knew that our troops were operating in their territory, it may lead to a declaration of war, which will lead to an escalation of full-fledged war, something to be avoided. Its existence was only revealed many years after the confrontation. By bringing the fight to the Indonesian side, we gained the upper hand. Despite that, the Indonesians still managed to attack the Malaysian side. An attack on the Siburan police station on 27 June 1965 killed 2 policemen, one of whom was Sergeant Simon Peter Ningkan, the brother of the Chief Minister. This was a setback, but the spirit of the defenders did not falter. Although the infiltration seemed like never-ending, a turn of events soon happened. The political situation in Indonesia was getting to be very volatile. On 1st October 1965, in a power struggle, Parti Komunis Indonesia assassinated 6 generals in the Lobang Buaya incident. Major General Suharto took over and retaliated against the PKI. More than 500,000 PKI members and sympathizers were killed, and President Sukarno stepped down in July 1966. Suharto took over as president. A peace deal was signed with Malaysia on 11 August 1966. This marks the end of the confrontation. The Indonesian forces that had been fighting the Malaysians now worked together with the Malaysian forces to get rid of their common enemy, the communists who had played a part in the confrontation. Though confrontation had ended and life slowly got back to normal, it was not total peace, as the communist insurgency continued to pose a threat until the final peace treaty was signed in 1990. So those were the turbulent years, lest we forget. Thank you for watching this video.